I am in the mood for a mystery movie today, and I've picked one that you all have recommended to me so many times over the years, and that is David Fincher's Seven, which released in 1995. My name is Gail. If you're new here, welcome in, and welcome back if you've been here before. Thank you so much for joining me for this movie today. I know that Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman star in this one together. Very excited for that. And in terms of David Fincher, this is now movie number 5 for me. I have seen Alien 3 and Fight Club and reacted to them here on the channel, and then prior to starting the channel, I'd already seen Gone Girl and The Social Network, and I like those movies as well. So very excited to check out another one. I do have more of his I want to see, like The Game I actually considered instead of Seven. That one has also been recommended a lot. Zodiac's on the list, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, because I have seen the Swedish version, so I'd like to see Fincher's to just compare and see which one I like more. Those will come down the road, but today is Seven, and all I know about the story is that these two men portray detectives. I believe they're investigating murders, and I also believe the main reason that people have recommended this one to me is because there's some kind of like plot twist or expectation subvert, something like that going on with this story, and that's why people like it so much. And with Fight Club, I did go into that movie kind of like 95% sure that I knew what I was going to see, which I did. Whereas with Seven, I don't know what is going to happen with this movie. I don't know the story. I don't know. So I'm excited. This is going to be fun. As always, the full-length watch-along is available over on my Patreon if you would prefer that instead of this edited version. Just make sure to have your own copy of the movie to sync up with my full reaction. As well, I do have like 30 plus movies at this point that are like in my editing queue for the channel. If you're interested in seeing those in addition to a bunch of Patreon exclusives, I have a collection on my Patreon you can browse through. And with that, I don't think I have anything else left to say, except once again, thank you so much for being here and joining me for this. And I'm already looking forward to reading your comments down below. With that, let's go ahead and get into the movie.
The kid see it?
What?
The kid.
What kind of fucking question is that? You know, we are all gonna be real glad when we get rid of you, Somerset. You know that?
Just answered the question?
Who gives a fuck? He's dead. His wife killed him. Anything else has nothing to do with us.
I didn't realize the kid had died too.
I'm Detective Mills.
Just get in town 20 minutes ago. They dumped me here.
I thought we might find a bar someplace. I meant to ask you something. Why here? Well, all this after to get transferred. It's the first question that popped into my head.
Morgan's character seems like such a senior detective. Brad feels newer.
You actually fought to get reassigned here. I've just never seen it done that way before.
Thought I could do some good. Look, it would be great for me if we didn't start out kicking each other in the balls. Now, I wasn't standing around guarding the Taco Bell. I've worked homicide 5 years.
Not here.
Wonder where here is. I wasn't expecting this kind of intro. This movie's really dark so far, like visually, like not very bright scenes. Felt like he was waiting for that call.
Nothing's been touched. Everything's like I found it.
What time was death established?
Like I said, I didn't touch anything. But he's had his face in a plate of spaghetti for about 45 minutes now.
Wait a minute. No one bothers with vital signs? So that's how it's done around here.
I beg your pardon, detective.
We're done with the first place?
What exactly was the point of the conversation you were about to get into?
How many times has Barney Fife found dead bodies with them dead?
Drop it.
Oof. Been here a while. What? Ah.
Got a bucket here.
What's in it?
Do we want to know? Probably not. Ugh.
Fucking vomit.
Any blood in it?
I didn't see any. Help yourself.
Who's this?
Detective Mills, would you go help the officers question the neighbors?
Don't. Why is he making a face like I'm too good for that?
You've seen my files, right? You've seen the things I've done.
Nope.
And you're new here, so...
Well, I did my time on door-to-doors and walking the beat. I did that shit for a long time.
Isn't that an important part of being a detective?
Just don't be jerking me off. That's all I ask. Don't jerk me off.
dead a long time. Now look at this. See how big this stomach is?
This man ate till he burst.
He was hemorrhaging internally. There was a hematoma in the rectus and the transverse abdominis muscles.
So he did die by eating.
Yes and no.
Is he like force fed?
Ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a homicide.
Killer put a bucket beneath him, kept on serving. Coroner said this could have gone on for more than 12 hours.
That's awful.
You don't risk the time it takes to do this unless the act itself has meaning.
Somebody had a problem with a fat boy and decided to torture him.
In the grocery bags, we found 2 receipts. That means the killer stopped in the middle of everything and made a second trip to the supermarket. This is beginning.
We've got one dead guy, not 3.
No motive. I'd like to be reassigned.
What?
Like he thinks it's going to happen again?
This can't be my last duty. It's just going to go on and on and on.
You're retiring. 6 more days and you're all the way gone.
This should not be his first assignment.
Oh, come on.
It's too soon for him.
Obviously, this isn't working. It's a personal thing. Maybe it'd be better.
Shut up now.
I'm not sure I'm fully understanding what they're talking about.
I'm sorry, old buddy, but it looks like you're stuck cleaning up the fat man.
Does he know that it's going to be like an unsolvable case?
Will not discuss the details of this ongoing investigation, so don't even bother asking.
What you guys got for me?
Nothing yet, boss.
Why don't you guys go get a coffee? Yeah?
Defense attorney Eli Gould was found murdered this morning. District Attorney Martin Talbot is taking questions.
The blood on that photo feels very intentional.
They have their very best men on this. This will be the very definition of swift justice.
Have you heard the news?
Nope, haven't heard.
Eli Gould was found murdered this morning. Wrote the word greed on the floor. Coroner sent this down for you. Found him in Fat Boy's stomach. A piece of the plastic.
Set him on the desk.
The guy on the other side of the window is kind of...
They were fed to him.
we back in Spaghetti Man's house? Feels like he thinks that they missed something. Oh. Gluttony?
Long is the way and hard that out of hell leads up to light.
It's from Milton, Paradise Lost.
It's crazy that he put those like pieces of flour into the food.
This was found behind the same refrigerator. There are 7 deadly sins, Captain. Gluttony,
Oh.
greed, sloth, wrath, pride, lust, and envy.
That's not even my desk.
You can expect 5 more of these.
Now, wait a minute.
I can't get involved in this.
Somerset.
You wanted it.
I'm all over it.
So if this man had been dead for so long, then it kind of feels like this killer's probably done it, like all of them already. We just have to find the other 5, or the other 5 haven't been reported yet. Like, I don't know that the person is actively doing it right now. What did they say? It's 6 days left before he retires. It would really suck if it's like 1 per day.
Never understand. All these books, a world of knowledge at your fingertips. What do? You play poker all night.
Some people just don't like to read. I'm a little nervous that they're all sitting there playing poker and not being security. Check the following books. Oh. I see. All right, he's reading. Good.
Fucking Dante. Yeah. Good work, officer.
Thank you, Lord.
Cliff's Notes. I wonder what he would say if he found out he has Cliff's Notes versions.
Mills? Are you okay? Something wrong? I told you not to call me. It's my wife. She'd like to speak to you.
Why?
I appreciate the offer, but, well, in that case, I'd be delighted. Yes, thank you very much.
Like dinner or something?
On what?
I've been invited to a late supper at your apartment. I accept.
How's that?
I love that she didn't tell him.
Hello, man.
Loser.
How are you, dear? Very happy to meet you. I've heard a lot about you. William, I'd like you to meet David. David?
David Mills, William Somerset.
Oh, what a good dog. Oh, pretty.
They have 3 dogs in an apartment. 3 big dogs, too.
I understand you two were high school sweethearts.
Mm-hmm. Pretty hokey, huh?
I like the mugs hanging.
Well, it's kind of rare nowadays, you know, that level of commitment.
Why aren't you married, William?
Oh, Trace. What the hell?
It's a very personal question.
Just didn't happen.
It surprises me. It really does.
Why? You've only known him like an hour.
Anyone who spends a significant amount of time with me finds me disagreeable. Just ask your husband.
Very, very true.
So how long have you lived here?
Too long.
Why is he wrapping his hand like that?
How you liking it?
Takes time. Settle in.
Well, you get numb after a while. There are things to any city.
Subway.
Oh, gosh.
Real estate guy.
She,
Fucking piece of...
I can tell she doesn't
Easy.
like it here.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, all right. Laugh it up. I don't know why you're laughing.
Oh my gosh, Somerset is like crazy laughing almost.
I could have gotten in on Friday, laid low till the cleaning crew left, and had his way with Gould all day Saturday, Sunday, maybe even Monday.
Yeah, decent theory.
Check out the scale.
Pound of flesh. Imagine it. There's a gun in your face. Which part of your body is expendable?
How about the love handle?
I definitely don't want to have to think about that.
He's preaching.
Punish.
The sins were used in medieval sermons. 7 cardinal virtues and 7 deadly sins used as teaching tools.
Yeah. Like in the Parsons Tale in Dante.
You read them?
Yeah. Parts.
Parts.
Their pride comes first, not gluttony.
Yeah, well, for now, let's just consider that the books were the killer's inspiration. These murders are like forced attrition.
Is he thinking that we should have found Pride first?
Totally unrelated victims.
Yep.
And no witnesses of any kind.
Which I don't get, because the fucker had to get back out. Thank you for talking this out. I gotta sleep. I gotta walk the dogs.
Well, this is just strictly to satisfy my...
Why do I get the feeling that Somerset doesn't really sleep very much?
Gould's wife. She was out of town at the time. This means she saw something.
What if it's a threat?
Put her in a safe house.
What if it isn't something she has seen? Something she's supposed to see?
Okay, what?
I don't know.
I'm very interested in this investigation. I'm not sure how I feel about Mills and Somerset yet. Somerset feels just very like walled off for some reason. Like that laughter at the dinner table is like the only, I don't want to say like true him that's come out, but like the only time where he seemed to just really like be himself, if that makes sense.
Mrs. Gould, I am sorry. I truly am. I need you to look at each photo. Look and see if there's anything strange.
I can't do this right now.
Okay.
There may be something we haven't seen.
That's tough.
Wait.
What?
Here, this painting, it's upside down.
All right. There's something going to be behind this. Or in it. Rip the...
God damn it!
Must be something.
Didn't paint the fucking thing.
Can we use like a special light? Maybe there's something there, we just can't see it.
Somerset's climbing on the furniture.
Just wait a minute.
You're kidding me.
Call the print lab.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
Is it a message with fingerprints?
Well, I can tell you guys, just by looking at the scroll pattern, not the victim's fingerprints.
They're not the victim's fingerprints. What if someone's making someone torture these and murder these people?
You meant what you said, Mrs. Gould, didn't you? About catching this guy. I wish I still thought the way you do.
He really doesn't think they're gonna solve all this? I wonder why he's so cynical.
Picking up diamonds on a deserted island.
Bullshit.
So many corpses roll away unrevenged.
Seems like he's had more losses than wins in this career. Glad Mills has a little bit of optimism at least.
Wake up, Glimmer twins. You've got a winner.
Got a match?
This guy goes by the name of Victor. His real name is Theodore Allen. Now, Victor dabbled in drugs, armed robbery, and assault. Spent some time in prison here a while back for the attempted rape of a minor. His lawyer saw to it that that didn't last long. His lawyer, by the way, is the recently deceased Eli Gould.
Oh.
He's not buying all this, are you?
Doesn't seem like our guy, does it?
No, I was thinking that too.
Our killer seems to have more purpose.
Yeah. I am thinking that maybe he's just being used. But then I'm curious how he would have been able to do that help me message.
You ever take a bullet?
Never in my 34 years. I've only taken my gun out 3 times with the intention of using it.
3 times in 34 years?
Never pulled the trigger.
Damn.
Pulled my gun once. Shot it once. I was pretty shaky going in. I was a rookie then. Died right there. Christ, what was his fucking name?
There are a lot of us here for this. It's a very rundown interior. Music. It's a lot of air fresh. Those are air fresheners, right? Yeah.
Get up now, motherfucker. Now!
Oh, what if he's dead too? Oh, God.
Go on now, go. No one touches anything. Some kind of friggin' wax sculpture or something.
Sloth. This must be the first one. It's dated exactly 1 year ago today.
So the murderer just took his hand to the other place and left that as a clue for them to find him. Oh my God, what?
He's alive! Tucker's alive!
Oh my God, that's awful. Holy crap.
Excuse me? Hey, what are you doing? Close crime scene. Get the fuck out of here.
I got a right to be here.
Get out! Hey! Detective Mills. M-I-L-L-S. How do they get here so fucking quick?
They pay police for the information.
I can't believe he's alive. That's so crazy.
Now, has he tried to speak or communicate in any way?
Even if his brain were not mush, which it is, he chewed off his own tongue.
Oh, God.
Detective, he'd die of shock right now if you were to shine a flashlight in his eyes. He's experienced about as much pain and suffering as anyone I've encountered, give or take. Right.
So do we have to go back to that apartment now and find another clue?
Hello, William. It's Tracy.
Where's David?
He's in the other room. He's in the shower.
What can I do for you, Tracy?
I need someone to talk. You're the only person that I know here. I don't know why I asked you to come.
Why don't you talk to him about it? Tell him how you feel.
I can't be a burden. I'll get used to things.
Why don't you tell me what's really bothering you, Tracy?
David and I are gonna have a baby.
Does he know that yet?
I don't think I'm the one to talk to about this.
I hate this city.
She doesn't want to raise her baby here.
If you don't keep the baby, I mean, that's your decision. Don't ever tell him that you'll be pregnant. But if you choose to have this baby, you spoil that kid every chance you get.
Aw. Oh, she's in such a tough spot.
That's about all the advice I can give you, Tracy.
Because Mills obviously won't want to leave. Like, he fought to get here. Four left.
Yeah, landlord's dream. Paralyzed tenant with no tongue. Why do we gotta sit here, rotting, waiting until the lunatic does it again?
It's dismissive to call him a lunatic.
He's insane.
We walked into that apartment exactly 1 year after he tied Victor to the bed. 1 year to the day he wanted us to.
I feel like that means that all of this was planned for so long then. If Victor has been there for a whole year.
This guy's methodical, exacting, and
worst of all, patient.
He's a nutbag.
How much money you got?
What do you just think? I also find it interesting that he said, like, it's dismissive to call him a lunatic. You think that a person responsible for all of this, you could pretty much call them anything you want. Another Brad Pitt eating movie.
Better now. Well, that was money well spent.
Yeah. By telling you this, though, I'm trusting you more than I trust most people.
Good, because I'm about ready to punch
The guy in the pizza parlor is a friend from the Bureau.
Who's Stinky Man?
See, for years, the FBI has been hooked into the library system, keeping records.
Mm-hmm. Assessing fines.
Monitoring reading habits.
Of course.
Certain books are flagged. Books on, say, nuclear weapons, Mein Kampf. Anyone who checks out a flagged book has his library records fed into the FBI's computers from then on.
Wait. How is this legal?
You can't use the information directly. It's just a useful guide.
People definitely use the information directly. Isn't that what we're currently doing? Or waiting on?
If you want to know who's reading Purgatory and Paradise Lost and Helter Skelter, the FBI's computers will tell us.
You know all this.
I don't. Neither do you.
Exactly. Modern homicide investigation in cold blood of human bondage. Bondage?
Not what you think.
Okay.
Let's try it.
Jonathan Doe.
Whatever.
We're sure about that name, are we?
Yeah?
Of course, John Doe.
Excuse me, sir. Are you by any chance a serial killer?
You do the talking. Put that silver tongue of yours to work.
I've been talking to my wife.
Yes, actually.
Bills.
Well, that definitely screams guilty. I feel like he's long gone now. Jesus. Did a really good job following him. He was hit? Did he get him? In the leg? I wonder if Somerset's gonna end up running right into him. Why is he holding... Why is his hand that... Did he get hit? Fuck. Great shot. Okay. It didn't feel like he was going to kill him. There were so many good shots during that, by the way. Really enjoyed that chase scene. He did get hit. Fuck.
Wait. What are you talking about? Fucking shot at us. Can't go in. No, we can't.
We need a warrant,
Cause. We
Bill.
got probable cause.
How did we get here? I can't tell anyone about
Oh, come on. Listen, get up. Get the fuck off me.
All right, I'm sorry.
He held him at gunpoint.
Time we go for a warrant, someone else. Nah, fuck that.
We need a reason to knock on this door.
Is that not the reason? I know they technically knocked before all that happened, but...
No point in arguing anymore. Unless you can fix that.
Stupid son of a...
But what if you find something?
I noticed this guy going out a lot when the murders was happening.
So you called Detective Somerset, right?
Yeah, right. So I called a
Somerset.
detective, and one of the murders, it happened right over there.
Oh, they just got a neighbor to...
You get something to eat, all right? You eat.
It's a lot of aspirin. So like one container for each, or one cabinet rather. I'm nervous about what's behind this door. Need some new batteries.
Somerset! Somerset! We had a fucking photographer on the fucking stairs. We had him and we let him go.
I mean, you didn't know that at the time, to be fair.
His only source of funds?
No kidding, we got his money. Fucking A, I like it.
Yeah, wait, and there's one more thing, and you're
Yes.
probably not going to believe it. We haven't found a fingerprint yet. Not a single one.
You're right, I don't believe you. Keep looking.
I can believe it.
We could use some more men here.
I like how he's just made himself comfortable.
What sick, ridiculous puppets we are, and what a gross little stage we dance on. What fun we have, dancing and fucking. Not a care in the world. Placed on the shelves in no discernible order. Just his mind poured out on paper.
Looks like a life's work.
Yeah. Is it him calling them?
Hello?
I admire you. I don't know how you found me, but imagine my surprise.
Well, I appreciate that. John?
I'll be readjusting my schedule in light of today's little setback. I just had to call and express my admiration.
That sounds like Kevin Spacey.
You will accept my apology, won't you? I feel like saying more, but I don't want to ruin the surprise.
I'm going to be shocked if it's not Kevin Spacey. It sounds exactly like him. But his name wasn't in the opening credits, unless I missed it, but I don't think I did. And wouldn't there still be like...
Looks like a pro.
2 or 3 more victims? Unless he hasn't done all 7 yet.
What was the job you did for him?
I've got a picture of it here. Hang on. All sweet face, actually.
Oh, maybe he always had the limp. They didn't get him in the leg.
You made this for him?
Shut up, mate. Weirder shit than that, so what? The picture!
They need it.
You from homicide? You better see this!
Lust.
Get this thing off of me! Get this thing off of me! Get him out of here now! He had a gun, and he made it happen.
It's crazy that the guy at the shop said that he's made weirder things than that.
Then he made me wear it. Then he told me to fuck her. Oh God, oh God, oh God, he had a gun in my mouth. Fuck!
I feel really gross.
You know, this isn't gonna have a happy ending.
I hope it does.
You want to be a champion. Well, let me tell you, people don't want a champion. They want to eat cheeseburgers, play the lotto, and watch television.
Hey, how did you get like this?
34 years doing this, I guess, probably.
There wasn't one thing, I can tell you that.
Go on.
I just don't think I can continue to live in a place that embraces and nurtures apathy as if it was a virtue.
I feel that. I get that.
I mean, it's easier to lose yourself in drugs than it is to cope with life. It's easier to steal what you want than it is to earn it. Love costs. It takes effort and work. You can't afford to be this naive.
Fuck off. See, you should listen to us.
I like this conversation.
The problem with people is that they don't care. So I don't care about people. It makes no sense. You know why?
You care.
You want to know? Damn right.
And you're gonna make a difference.
Whatever. The point is,
I like how opposite they are with this.
I think you want to believe him because you're quitting. You want me to agree with you and you want me to say, yeah, you're right. It's all fucked up. It's a fucking mess. We should all go live in a fucking log cabin. I don't agree with you. I can't.
I definitely lean more on Mills' side with this, but I get what Somerset was saying too. I really like that scene. Has she thought about this more? I'm sure she has.
I've gone and done it again.
So wait, has he been calling in these himself?
Sleeping pills, glued to one hand, telephone glued to the other.
You see what he did?
Sliced her up and he bandaged her.
Call for help and you'll live, but you'll be disfigured. Or you can
Put yourself out of your own misery.
Come on. Cut off her nose.
Ah.
I've decided to stay on till this is done. I figure one of two things will happen. Either we'll get John Doe, or he'll finish his series of 7, and this case will go on for years. I'm requesting that you keep me on as your partner for a few more days.
Yeah, you definitely can't leave in the middle of this.
You knew it.
This is him, isn't it?
Detective!
You're looking for me.
Hey! Get down! On your stomach, you piece of shit! All the way, fucker!
Why is he here?
Jesus Christ.
I'd like to speak to my lawyer, please.
He cuts the skin off the tips of his fingers.
Oh.
He's not finished.
No, he's just pissing in our faces. We're just taking it like idiots. You know what I'm talking about.
For the first time ever, you and I are in total agreement.
Yeah, this doesn't... I'm so confused.
He's 2 murders away from completing his masterpiece. We'll wait for his plea.
I really hope the detectives are not the last 2.
Client says there are 2 more bodies, 2 more victims, hidden away. He will take Detectives Mills and Somerset to these bodies, but only Detectives Mills and Somerset, only at 6 o'clock today.
I don't like that.
My client claims that if the detectives do not accept this offer, these 2 bodies will never be found.
Frankly, counsel, I'm inclined to let
It's because there are no bodies yet. These 2 are going to be the bodies.
He says that if you do accept, under his specific conditions, he will sign a full confession, plead guilty right now.
Full confession. I'm in.
It has to be the both of you.
If, in fact, there are 2 more dead.
That's what I'm saying.
You'd be escorting an unarmed man.
Let's finish it.
And unarmed men can still be extremely scary.
Hey man, if I was to accidentally shave off a nipple, would it be covered by workman's comp?
Okay, I was wondering why they were shaving. It didn't make sense to me, but now it does. I'm really nervous about this. Trying to think of what the last 2 sins are. Envy we haven't had yet. Can't remember the other one.
What harm can it do to tell us a bit about yourself?
Doesn't matter who I am. Who I am means absolutely nothing.
So where are we heading?
You'll see.
What makes you so special that people should listen?
So he did all these murders to get the detectives' attention?
See, I don't see anything special about it, John.
That's not true.
2 months from now, no one's gonna care.
You can't see the whole complete act yet, but when this is done, people will barely be able to comprehend. They won't be able to deny.
Could the freak be any more vague?
So creepy.
So when this big thing happens, you be sure and let me know, because I wouldn't want to miss it.
Oh, don't worry. You won't. You won't miss a thing.
This is different. We're really going out of town, out of the city.
When a person is insane, as you clearly are, do you know that you're insane?
It's more comfortable for you to label me insane. I was chosen.
I don't doubt that you believe that, John, but it seems to me that you're overlooking a glaring contradiction.
Meaning what?
If you were chosen by a higher power, if your hand was forced, it seems strange to me that you would get such enjoyment out of it.
Decent question.
I doubt I enjoyed it any more than Detective Mills would enjoy time alone with me in a room without windows. How happy would it make you to hurt me with impunity?
I would never.
You wouldn't, only because there's consequences. It's in those eyes of yours, though. Nothing wrong with a man taking pleasure in his work. I won't deny my own personal desire to turn each sin against the sinner.
Wait a minute, I thought all you did was kill innocent people.
Innocent? Is that supposed to be funny? An obese man? A disgusting man who could barely stand up? And after him, I picked the lawyer, and you both must have secretly been thanking me for that one. This is a man who dedicated his life to making money by lying with every breath. A drug-dealing pederast, actually.
Actually.
Only in a world this shitty could you even try to say these were innocent people and keep a straight face. But that's the point. We see a deadly sin on every street corner, in every home, and we tolerate it. Well, not anymore. I'm setting the example.
Okay.
And what I've done is going to be puzzled over and studied and followed Forever.
Yeah.
You should be thanking me.
Why is that, John?
Because you're going to be remembered after this. The only reason that I'm here right now is that I wanted to be.
No, we would have got you eventually.
So, what were you doing? Toying with me?
I don't like this.
You're only alive because I didn't kill you.
Okay, sit back.
Remember that, Detective, every time you look in the mirror at that face of yours for the rest of your life. Or should I say, for the rest of what life I've allowed you to have.
I feel like Somerset's really digesting all this. The situation is making me uneasy.
What time is it?
7:01.
It's close.
Let's go take a look.
Who's this?
Down, down, down.
There he goes.
No. I don't like all the power lines here. Music. Music's so good.
Get out of the van!
Jesus Christ, man, don't shoot me! I'm just delivering a package, man. I got this package for this guy, David. David Mills.
Get it.
I
Slowly.
feel like this is such a trap.
This guy paid me $500 to bring it out here, man. He said he wanted it here at exactly 7 o'clock.
We got a box! Call the bomb squad. I need a bomb squad. We got a box!
I'm sending the driver out on foot. Have him picked up.
Mm.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna open it.
When I said I admired you, I meant what I said.
There's blood.
You've made quite a life for yourself, Detective. You should be very proud.
Is it someone he knows?
California, stay away from here. John Doe has the upper hand. Mills!
Of course he does.
I wish I could have lived like you did.
Shut up.
I'm trying to tell you how much I admire you. And your pretty wife.
No, was it Tracy?
What'd you fucking say?
It's disturbing how easily a member of the press can purchase information from the men in your precinct. I visited your home this morning. I tried to taste the life of a simple man.
Run away!
I took a souvenir. Her pretty head.
Mills!
Give me your gun.
What's going on over there?
Put your gun
I
down.
saw you with the box. What was in the box?
Because I envy your normal
Put
life.
the gun down, David.
It seems that envy is my sin.
No, what's in the box?
What he wants? He wants you to shoot him.
No!
Become vengeance, David.
Ah, she's all right. You tell me.
Become wrath.
Wrath, that was it.
She begged for her life, Detective.
Shut up!
She begged for her life.
Shut up.
And for the life of the baby inside of her.
Shut up!
He didn't know. She didn't tell him.
He didn't know.
Drop the gun.
If you kill him,
Is he like...
he will win.
Yeah, because is he like framed? Like, I don't know if David has been careful. Oh my gosh, poor David.
Whatever he needs.
Where you gonna be?
Around. I'll be around. Ernest Hemingway once wrote, "The world is a fine place and worth fighting for." I agree with the second part.
I didn't think that would be the end. I don't know why I expected I expected another scene to take place. I don't think I've ever seen credits go this way in reverse order. All right, that was my reaction to Seven. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I am smiling right now, and I will say right away, yes, this is a very good movie, but I don't feel like this was a good movie because this movie was so bleak and it was so dark, and there were visuals that I don't think I really care to see ever again, and we did not have a feel-good ending here. And yeah, it was just a kind of movie. Very well done. and very well acted and very well written. And I'll get to that in a sec. But yeah, I don't feel like I just watched a good movie. If that makes sense. Like, I know I did, but I just feel very inside. And I suppose I feel kind of the same way that I did at the end of No Country for Old Men. Although I actually think with No Country for Old Men, like, once that movie was over, I have to pull up my own reaction to it again, but I feel like I did sit here being like, oh my god, that was such a good movie, and like being hyped and excited about it, but not with this. Like, I feel very just like bleh inside because of what I just watched. It is a good movie though, trust. Anyway, so let's talk about it. First thing I want to say is I just want to go back to what I said in my intro where I was talking about what I know about the movie before watching it. And I mentioned that when people have recommended this and suggested it for me to react to, some of them have mentioned like plot twist or subversion of expectations, that sort of thing. So obviously that's something that I was kind of expecting during the watch, but I didn't want to like focus in on that too much because you just never know what it might be, right? I would say that this movie doesn't have a plot twist. It definitely subverts expectations though. So I want to talk about that because I feel like there's two moments when it happens. First, I want to go back to when we find the sloth victim, Vincent. When the detectives discover that he had been there for a whole year tied up, that was pretty much all the confirmation that I needed to know that this killer very much had a plan for all 7 victims. It wasn't clear at that moment, and I didn't know, and I couldn't really guess whether that meant that all 7 were already dead and our detectives are now just finding them, or if he was still working his way through them, which we now know it was that, right? But he still had a plan. What's interesting about his plan is that he wouldn't have been able to know that it would be Mills that would do it, right? It's clear that John Doe was like, I'm number 6, and then one of the detectives / cops investigating me will be number 7. Like, I will get him to kill me, but then he won't die. Like, he'll be, or maybe he also thought maybe he would die. Like, maybe he'd be shot by another cop or detective or something. Who knows? But he had that planned. He just didn't know that it would be Mills. But he had planned for, like, yeah, one of them investigating me. So, because I don't think he would have known that Somerset necessarily would have been on this case, right, to find him. So I think he probably just planned for like the most vulnerable and easily manipulated cop will be the one to do it, right? And also the cop with something to lose, right? Like, I don't think we would have ever had a scenario where Somerset would have been the one that would pull the trigger on him, because from what we know of Somerset in this movie, like he doesn't have anyone. He doesn't have friends. He doesn't have family. I think his closest friends would be the security guards at the library. Like, he very much is just kind of a homebody, right? Like, he does his detective work, but otherwise he just really, really keeps to himself. So a person like that, you are not able to manipulate and emotionally affect in the way that John Doe successfully did that with Mills, because of Mills' wife, and also just with Mills' personality, right? It sucks to say that someone that has hope and optimism and wants to do the right thing and wants to do the best thing and like, in a situation like this, it is easier to end up controlling them. And John Doe was very, very good at getting into Mills' head and heart and get him to ultimately do what he wanted. So yeah, even if Mills and Tracy hadn't moved here and Mills hadn't gotten this job and let's say it was Somerset and someone else, I think like even the other person, it would have been them. I don't think it ever would have been Somerset, just because of the type of personality that he has and the type of life that he has, right? And I mean, the fact that Somerset like opened the box and saw the head and then like was screaming at Mills to drop the gun and throw the gun away. And he just wouldn't, you know, like Mills was so focused on just getting John Doe. He just failed to realize that John Doe crafted all of this, completely crafted it. So yeah, that was sorry. I just realized I really talked about the ending when I hadn't finished making my original point. I'm so sorry. Okay, so going back to, I'm so sorry. Going back to the Vincent Sloth scene where they find out that he'd been there for a year. Yes, that was confirmation I needed that he had planned this all out fully. So then the expectation subversion then happened when John Doe actually walked into the precinct, put his hands up, and like basically went, detectives, you're looking for me, right? That action to me made no sense at all. Absolutely none. So that was the first really big expectation subversion that I had. And then once it was revealed that like he wants these two detectives to come with him to go to the last two bodies, well, 2 and 2, like I was then convinced that like our detectives are the last two bodies. And I think that from a sinning perspective though, with like envy and wrath being the last two, I was thinking like, how did these two men fit that? Like, I don't get that. How did they fit the two sins? I don't understand, especially with Somerset. So then, yeah, for him to reveal like, I'm envy, I'm envious. And then when he said to Mills, like, be the wrath or whatever, that line was really well done. So anyway, yeah, the last like 20-25 minutes of this was really, really good. Basically, yeah, from the time that he walked into the precinct, hands up, all the way through until the credits rolled. Although it's weird, I still felt like there should have been maybe one more scene at the end of this movie, but it's okay. Anyway, yeah, the ending was fantastic. That's not to say that the rest of the movie wasn't good too, because it was. There were a number of really good scenes. I will admit that I didn't feel a ton of emotional oomph when Somerset opened the box and like was shocked and stepped back and away. And I wonder if that's because we just didn't have Tracy in a ton of this movie. Like really, we only really had her for the dinner scene and then the diner scene with her and Somerset, which obviously we needed that to make the ending hit the way it does. But it just didn't hit as hard for me, and I'm not sure why. I think maybe I just needed her in the movie a little bit more, just need a little bit more relationship development also between her and Mills, because we really didn't see their romance a ton either. Like, Mills is someone that is very into the work. I mean, to be fair, she's miserable here, absolutely miserable. So I'm sure that their relationship itself was probably a lot stronger when they lived back where they did. And now that they're here and like she clearly hates it here, she's not even like, she's trying to find teaching jobs, but all the schools are shit, and like she's just not having a good time here at all. So while I felt bad for Mills at the end of the movie, and like that does really suck, obviously what happened is awful and horrible, I just didn't feel the gut punch that I think David Fincher probably intended. And so I think for me personally, I just would have liked to see a bit more of that in the movie, right? Anyway, that's my thoughts on that. The acting in this movie was really well done, of course. Morgan Freeman is always good. I really liked Somerset. I really liked that he was a library man. I liked how much he read. I didn't love his cynical point of view on things, but I got it. I understood. I mean, 34 years doing what he does, and also his career is probably one reason why he doesn't really have friends and doesn't have a partner, doesn't have kids maybe, like, and especially with what we saw John Doe do at the end of the movie with Tracy, like maybe that was even like more confirmation for him that like, yeah, I'm just a homebody. I keep to myself, introverted, you know, whatever. I really hope that he tries and enjoys his retirement, but I also appreciate how dedicated he is to his job. And I even really liked when he was telling Mills that like, I'm gonna stay on until this is done, because yeah, leaving partway through before you find the rest of the bodies is like not really great. So yeah, Somerset had some great moments in this movie. I really liked the diner scene with Tracy and what she was, you know, revealing to him and what the advice that he gave her. I really liked that a lot. There were some other moments too throughout this where like his smarts and his point of view was really intriguing and came out a lot, and Morgan Freeman portrayed him really, really well. The laughing scene at the dinner in their apartment was fun because of his laughing. Like it was a bit jarring to see that, because the entire rest of the movie, like he really doesn't smile or laugh at all. He's just very like kind of stone cold and just ultra focused on this investigation and getting to the bottom of this. So yeah. And then contrast that with Mills, who I think was very well portrayed by Brad Pitt. Mills was very opposite of him, right? Someone who was a lot more casual about things. You know, I joke that like Brad Pitt eats in every movie, but like he really does. But just things like that where, you know, he's kind of like he's passionate about it and he wants to get to the bottom of it, but he just does it in such a different way compared to Somerset, and then his perspective on life and people. And I really enjoyed that conversation between those two where Mills is talking about like the good in people and like having hope and optimism and wanting to lead with good. And then Somerset is talking about like the opposite, the worst in people and the worst they can do. And I mean, I feel like it comes with the career, right? Like 34 years of doing this, you're going to see some shit and it's going to have an effect on how you see the world and how you see people. But healthy balance, right? I think it's important that the majority of people have both. It's very necessary to be cynical sometimes and to question things and to also accept some things for how they are, but it's equally as important to like still have hope and optimism because they are such crucial things to feel in humans. They talked about apathy as well. I get it. I really, really do. There are a lot of apathetic people out there in the world, but not everyone. And it's important to surround yourself with people that are not always like that 24/7. Gwyneth Paltrow as Tracy was fine, I think. I think she did a great job as well for the little bit that we had her in. Obviously, my favorite scene was definitely Tracy and Somerset and her talking about the baby and talking about how miserable she is here. And she looked it. You could hear it in her, like, she was miserable and wanted to not be here and wanted to leave and go back home. But following her husband on his dream to be here in this city, to be investigating things, like, that's so tough. That's so tough. That scene was just really great. Like one of my favorite scenes in the whole movie, honestly. And then Kevin Spacey, who I swear his name was not in the opening credits. I may have missed it, but I don't think it was. I feel like I was looking at everyone's names. Anyway, his performance as John Doe was extremely good, creepy, terrifying. Like, I don't like Kevin Spacey as a person. I think he's a terrible person and a creepy person. So naturally, he's good at portraying terrible and creepy people. From the moment we heard his voice, I knew it was him. I would have been shocked if it wasn't, because I feel like at this point I know Kevin Spacey's voice very well. And then just how John Doe acted once you actually saw him in person, right? Like when he surrendered or whatever, like walked into the precinct, and then yeah, from that point on till the end, like it's the way that Kevin can just make his face so blank when he's speaking. And I actually found that his performance here was very similar to his performance in The Usual Suspects, which is also on the channel. If you've never seen that reaction, go check that out. Yeah, I just such an unsettling feeling with that. Very good performance, very good unsettling performance. Good performance, but also like hated the character. And genuinely, I actually would put John Doe, I think I would put him up near the top of like the worst bad guys. The worst bad guy? The best bad guys? I don't know what word to use when I'm referring to like ranking bad guys based on how bad they are. Like, are they the best of the worst guys or the worst of the worst guys? I think they're the best of the worst guys, but not in a good way. Like, not best good. Anyway, I'd put him with like Anton Chigurh from No Country for Old Men, because I feel like both of them, their violence is terrible, and their perspective and their personality is kind of similar in a way as well. Like they both just seem very casual about it, and like, I'm not doing anything wrong, this is just how it has to be, right? Like that perspective on things. So yeah, definitely a memorable bad guy, definitely someone that is just awful in every sense of the way. And I think the worst, like, not to rank the victims in terms of brutality, but I swear that woman, the prostitute, and the contraption thing that was made for the man to wear, I'm really relieved that we did not see her body at all. I'm really relieved that it was just blurry, and that I can't remember if it was Mills or Somerset now, but the head was like in the way from the camera's POV, and we just see like a little bit of blur in the background and like 2 or 3 limbs, but we don't see like all of the body. All we needed to see was the image of what the man was wearing. That was enough. As soon as you see that, you know it went down, and that is vile. That is absolutely horrific. And yes, the other victims went through awful shit too. There's just something especially awful about that, though, that just makes me feel really icky and disgusting inside. And I also felt really bad for the man that was forced to wear it and do that. Those visuals and that trauma is going to be with him for life. And the actor that portrayed him, I know I've seen that actor before in other things, but the actor that portrayed him did a very good job of acting like fucking traumatized by that experience. That's just terrible. I can't even. Anyway, I don't know that I have much else to say about this movie. During the reaction itself, you know, I talked about the music. The score was great. The music was very, very well done for a lot of the scenes. Visuals, this movie is just very bleak. It's very dark. It's very grimy. It's just a dark looking movie. Lots of very minimal lighting. There's nothing bright about this movie. Yeah. Oh, I should mention the chase scene, because I mentioned in the moment that I did really enjoy that. Yes, that's definitely another standout scene from this story in this film. I really dug how that was done. There were numerous shots during that too that I really, really liked. The camera work here was very well done. And yeah, the chase scene was enjoyable. I lost John Doe. Like, when Mills started to like go into people's apartments, I actually wasn't confident that he was following John Doe. I thought that he would just end up getting lost and that John Doe would be gone, but then I realized, oh no, you actually are like following him, and good job. Anyway, so yeah, it was well done. It was a good, entertaining moment. Yeah, I'm not sure that I have anything else left to say about this movie. It's so weird to sit here and be like, this was a good movie, but I'm just not feeling good about it. But there's always going to be movies like that. I feel like I should have did feel the same about No Country for Old Men, but I can't remember now if, like, as soon as I started that review, I probably was like more upbeat about it and just being like, wow, that was a great movie, even though it was also awful. This more so, I think. This definitely, like, good movie, but making me feel even worse. So yeah, that's about all. All right, with that, I am really excited to go to Letterboxd now. I am going to pull out some reviews from other people. Let's read them. Lots of jokes about head and unboxing. Makes sense. 5 stars. I recently watched a mini doc on David Fincher's film techniques. One of the scenes that's mentioned is the famous box scene. When he filmed Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman, he used a handheld camera as shaky cam to represent the two losing control of the situation. When he filmed Kevin Spacey, he used a tripod so it would be shot in place to represent him having all the power. I'd never noticed this before, that genius bastard. I definitely didn't notice that either. I don't know that I will always notice things like that, to be honest. Like, I feel like the only kind of camera technique that I'm really good at picking up on is one takes. But otherwise, like, I don't really notice things like that. But I love having that pointed out after the fact, and then on rewatches I can remember that and like pay attention. Very fun. Not me putting Anton Chigurh and John Doe kind of in the same category of bad guys. And I see this 4-star review where someone says, I'm always imagining double features, and this is a film I would pair for thematic reasons with No Country for Old Men. Yeah, same girl. 4.5 stars. Cultured, methodical loner, fed up with the violence he sees around himself, investigates a series of murders committed by a man who is essentially his double, and as a result realizes that their shared disgust with modern life is a product of apathy rather than a reaction against it. Yeah, it's still great. That just makes me realize that with Somerset, when I was talking about him, I forgot to kind of talk about that side of it. There were a couple lines in this movie, maybe even more than 2, where it wasn't necessarily that I felt he was like siding with the killer, but basically like preventing assumptions, I guess. Like when he told Mills to basically not refer to the killer as insane because like maybe he's not, right? Like maybe he is just a man, just a regular man, right? And they kind of are talking about like the requirement of being mentally unwell in order to commit these kind of acts, which I don't think you have to be. Because there are going to be people out there that like fully well know what they're doing and also believe that what they're doing is right. And yes, you could call that mentally unwell and mentally unstable, but I don't like, could you diagnose them with something? I don't think so. Like, I think that people can commit ridiculously terrible acts without us having to like put them in that category. And then at the end, when Somerset was like talking with John Doe directly, some of the questions that he was asking him were interesting. Like, you know, Mills was like running his mouth and going on and like talking about, you know, crazy and insane and things like that. But Somerset was very much taking a different approach with it. Anyway, I think this is a movie that is going to hit a lot different on a rewatch, and kind of you'll be able to pick up on things like this a lot more, at least I will. So yeah, that's really fun. All right, it is now that time of the video where I turn it to you and I ask you to leave your thoughts down below in the comments about this movie and about my reaction. Let's talk about it. Let me know your favorite moments, favorite lines, all of those things. Do you love this movie? Let me know why. Do you not care for this one? I'd also be interested in hearing why. I'm sure that for some people this movie is kind of just a turn off in the sense that like it's a little too bleak, too gritty, too dark, too violent. Maybe it was a one and done for them, or you know, anyway, if you're one of those people, let's talk about it. So thank you so much for tuning in as always. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you in the next reaction, whichever one you tune into next. Links will pop up on screen to subscribe to the channel if you're not already. If you want to watch more of my reactions, feel free. I probably will put No Country for Old Men over here. So click on that if you want to check out that reaction. Anyway, y'all are the best. Thank you so much again, and we will see you in the next reaction video. Take care. Have a good one.